Hi, my name is Farah Hayati binti Zamri. My metric number is 2023126701.
Hi, my name is Itiza Anis binti Muhammad Nur Hadi. My metric number is 2023141545. So everyone, today we're explaining about cooperative finance, and so enjoy!
Ownership matters. It gives people a say in the things they care about. Being an owner in a business, for example, gives people motivation and a stake in its success. But over the last 30 years, the number of people who have control over the businesses that shape our lives has become smaller, not larger. It's no surprise that when you ask them, people say they have no influence in their workplace, over businesses, and over the economy as a whole. Cooperatives, however, offer a solution. From the outside, they may look like any other business, but inside they are very different. They're owned and controlled together by the people closest to the business: employees, customers, residents, suppliers, not distant shareholders. They have an equal say in how the business is run, and they even decide what to do with the profits. And cooperatives work. There are nearly 7,000 independent co-ops in the UK. They're found in every sector, from high street retailers to farmer-controlled businesses, cooperative pubs and credit unions. Some of our most famous brands come from cooperatives, from champagne and parmesan to Lurpak butter and bird's eye peas. Even Barcelona Football Club is a co-op owned by its fans. Co-ops contribute £37 billion each year to the British economy and boost UK productivity, innovation and entrepreneurship. And they work for the 15 million members who together own the UK's co-ops. Cooperatives give people, in fact all of us, more control over the things that matter. What do you want to do together?
So, today before we start, I will explain first what is cooperative finance. Financial cooperation is a kind of special form of financial organization which is formed in accordance with the concept and principle of cooperation. It basically raises the fund from the vulnerable group and provides members with mutual financing. They are managed by the group members and at their own risk. Cooperative finance has the obvious function in helping the disadvantaged and poverty, which is quite different from commercial finance. It can also effectively avoid the defect of policy finance as government failure. So, from the experience of advanced countries, rural cooperative finance as well as commercial finance and policy finance is an important part for the financial system in the countryside.
Next is objective. First, the mechanism for financing a new cooperative. Second is budgeting in cooperative and its type. Third is the step of preparing the cooperative budget. In a literature review, the International Cooperative Alliance ICA is a statement on the corporate identified in 1995 defines a cooperative as an autonomous association of persons unite voluntarily to meet their common economic, social and cultural need and aspiration toward the jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. It is a business voluntarily owned and controlled by its member patrons and operate for them and by them on a non-profit or cost basis. Thank you. Next is definition of cooperative. A cooperative comprises a voluntary network of individuals who own or control a business that distribute benefit on the basis of use or ownership, where ownership is large, weighted equally across individual members. And the purpose of the financial cooperative is greater financial inclusion. A cooperative is formed when people join together to help one another meet their economic needs. Next is a mechanism financing for new cooperative. First is member contribution. Business who owner actively participate in the organization, management, and are protected against personal liability for the organization deed and obligation. And the limit liability company LLC is a hybrid legal entity that has both the characteristic of a corporation and of a partnership. An LLC provides its owner with corporate-like protection against personal liability. It is, however, usually treated as a non-corporate business organization for tax purposes. Second is external funding. The external funding, external source of finance are those that come from outside your business. And this can mean money that come from loan or investor through stock and share, as well as line of credit can be opened with banks and financial institutions. While this type of finances can sometimes be more difficult to raise, they are also often less than internal finance option, and so can be important to look at when you need a big cash boost for your business. Third is internal financing. Internal financing is an internal source of finance referred to fundraising option that exists within the business itself. This includes all your day-to-day profit-boosting operations, such as the sale of stock or service. It can also involve the sale of business asset, which is a particularly important option when you are considering altering the direction of your business or you are looking into options for downsizing. Fourth is equity financing. Equity financing is when companies sell shares to investors to raise capital. It is called equity financing. The benefit of equity financing to a business idea that the money received does not have to be repaid. If the company fails, the funds raised are not returned to shareholders. In exchange for this benefit, the business must give them a percentage of ownership in the company, which may also include some decision-making control.
So, thank you to Farah Hayati for the explanation. So, I will start with cooperative budgeting, which is cooperative budgeting is one of the most important thing in cooperative business. Cooperative budget allows the board of director and the staff to make plans first for the coming years that can be presented to members and discussed publicly. While not all cooperative do this, preparing a budget allows members some input into the co-op operation, provide potential funders with a quickly picture of the corporation financial intention, and allows the leaders to develop a financial strategy that can help the cooperative evaluate its position. Budgeting of cooperative involves the strategic allocation of financial resource within cooperative organization to achieve their goal effectively. Okay, so next is type of cooperative budgeting. There are 4 common type of budget that companies usually use, which is incremental budget, activity-based budget, value proposition budget, and zero-based budget. Each of these budgeting method offers distinct advantage and can be chosen based on the cooperative specific needs and strategic goal. Okay, first is incremental budget. Incremental budgeting involves taking previous period budget and adjusting it for the new period. Adjustments are usually made by adding a percentage increase or decrease to account for inflation, change in activity levels, or other anticipated changes. The benefit or advantage of incremental budget is the process of elaborating the budget is non-changeable, so it will be easy for the next budget holder to demand the same cost plus any addition cost required for the next years. Okay, the second one is activity-based budgeting. It is defined as a budgeting approach that focuses the attention of business management on activity in order to increase customer value and current profit and reduce costs. The accuracy related to the application of traditional method at 6. It also assists the manager in planning and taking appropriate administration decision. Activity-based budgeting is one of the budgeting system development to overcome the obstacle of the traditional budgeting approach and eliminate its deficiencies. Okay, number 3 is value proposition budgeting. It is a budgeting method that focuses on allocating the ideal amount of financial resource to product or service that provide the highest value to the customer. As the name suggests, value proposition budgeting is really thinking about making sure the most important part of the budgeting provide the most value to the business. To conclude, value proposition budgeting is cooperative focus on aligning budget decision with the unique value the cooperative provide to its member. So last but not least is zero-based budgeting. It is a budgeting technique where all expenses must be ground from the new or you're starting from scratch. As opposed to the start with the previous budget and adjusting it is needed. In zero-based budgeting, it is highly effective business planning tool to help companies identify and eliminate unnecessary costs, control expenses, and focus on high profit initiative. Zero-based budgeting is similar to value proposition budgeting in that both aim to avoid unnecessary expenses. However, there are some difference in zero-based budget. All expenses start from zero base and must be justified for each new budget period, regardless of whether the expenses were approved in the period budget. Okay, that's all for type cooperative budget. Okay, so last but not least, this is how to prepare the cooperative budget. A cooperative is created by its member and it belongs to them. Cooperatives are managed by their members and they all have the right to participate in the cooperative decision-making process. So, this is my research about how to preparing the cooperative budget. So, first is establish budget objective and timeline. This is the first important step in preparing cooperative budget. The objective should be clearly defined and more understandable. Number 2, gather historical data and future project needs. It is important to use the budget also to plan the future of the cooperative. This is done by putting money into reserve fund for time of business downturn. If it's number 3, engage member and stakeholder. It is must, okay? While giving back to member it is a great way to keep them engaged in the cooperative. It is important to remember the cooperative need to access funds and make investment. The involvement of member and stakeholder is also important step in preparing cooperative budget, ensuring that it's aligned with the interests and needs of those it serves. Number 4, revenue projection, as it can help strategize how much and how quickly you intend to grow your company. Number 5, expenses budgeting. It is important step in preparing cooperative budget which involve a detailed estimate of all costs necessary to operate efficiently and effectively. Number 6, set financial goals and benchmark. A cooperative is an important organization that is responsible for taking care of the welfare and improving the economy of members according to the cooperative principle. Number 7, draft budget. Drafting a budget for cooperative involves compiling all the information, projection, and objective gathered into a comprehensive financial plan. So, number 8 is review and approve the budget. Reviewing and approving the budget is process to finalize the cooperative budget process, ensuring that the financial plan is realistic, comprehensive, and aligned with the strategic goals. Number 9, or the last one, is implement and monitor the budget. Implementing and monitoring the budget is the last and continuous step in the cooperative budget process, essential to ensure financial discipline and achieve strategic objective. So that's all. Okay, for the last subtopic is the issues regarding cooperative budgeting. Okay, cooperative budgeting face several significant challenges that can impact financial health and operational efficiency. First, engaging members and reaching a consensus is often difficult because of diverse opinion and preference among members. This diversity can lead to conflict and delays in finalization budget, making it important for cooperative to implement effective communication and facilitation strategies to ensure all voices are heard and considered. Accurate revenue projection are another major challenge as they are affected by market fluctuation, changing members' needs and external economic factor. Overly optimistic revenue estimates can result in budget shortfalls when expected revenue fails to materialize, while overly conservative estimate can restrict cooperative ability to invest in growth opportunities. In addition, obtaining sufficient funding is a major obstacle, especially for new or smaller cooperative. Funding can limit cooperative ability to effectively implement its budget, stunning growth and operational efficiency. Cooperatives should explore various funding sources, including member contribution, grants, loans, crowdfunding, and strategic partnership to obtain the necessary funds. By proactively addressing these issues, cooperative can create a more effective and responsive budgeting process. This comprehensive approach not only ensures financial stability, but also aligns cooperative operation with the strategic goals and needs of its member, fostering sustainable growth and long-term success. Okay, so that's all from.
Next is conclusion. Founding and budgeting are critical components to the success to cooperative operation and growth. Stabilizing a new cooperative begin with obtaining funds through various mechanisms. Initial member equity contribution, where founding member provide initial fees and purchase equity share. Create a foundation capital pool. Next, a comprehensive financing and budgeting approach ensure that cooperative can obtain the necessary funds, allocate resources effectively, and maintain financial stability. This process not only support strategic goals and operational needs, but also maximize member value and satisfaction. Thank you.
Okay, so that's all from us. Bye-bye.